This is Aaron Freed with Blue Ribbon Flies in West Yellowstone, Montana, and today we're going to be doing an updated video for our Killer Bee pattern. We're starting with a Umpqua U204 hook in a size 12, and a Tiemco 2302 is a great choice. And this is a black 8/0 Semperfli classic wax thread. And we've made a few changes to the way we tie this pattern, just minor updates over the last year or so, and we figured we'd redo the video just so everyone could see how we tie the latest version of it. So we're going to start out with laying a thread base, wrap back till just about even with the hook barb there, and then come back to just about the midpoint of the hook. I'm going to tie in a piece of black Life Flex, just like a rubber leg type material, but flat. Wrap that back to the barb there, and then I've got two kind of identical strips of yellow 2mm foam. I cut these about square, so they're ideally about 2mm on all sides, and I go ahead and tie those in right at about the midpoint too. Wrap down over top of those, back to the barb once again. And one strip, the longer one, we're going to wrap forward. The other one we're going to trim out of the way. We just use that to build a little bit of extra bulk underneath the body, so you don't have to make quite as many wraps of the foam. So we'll take our longer strip here and start wrapping that forward. And usually like to get about four good wraps on there, and then tie it off. I like to pull it up and I tie it off, keep that foam right up on top of the hook. And then we're going to build a little bit of a thread base in there, make a little bit of a gap with where we're going to tie in our wings in our hackle. So the Life Flex is going to be our rib, and I like to get that in position there, and then put just a little bead of Zap-A-Gap on the back side, and go ahead and make 3 evenly spaced wraps, and that'll keep that rib in place, keep it from rolling around on there if it gets chewed up a little bit, add a little bit of durability to the fly. So we'll tie that off. That's one update we've made to the fly. We used to use a foam rib, and the Life Flex is just a little bit simpler. It's a little bit cleaner looking. It's very hard to keep that foam rib uniform in width from fly to fly. So the other update we've made is in the wings. We're using EP Sculpt-A-Fly fibers in white. We used to use fibers and flash separately, and so this blended material just kind of eliminates a step there. You already have the flash mixed in with the fibers as well. So tie those in on one side of the hook, sweat back, and then I just pull them back on the other side, wrap them down, so we have a nice swept back wings. Pull them back and clip them pretty even with the hook bend there. So now you have nice wings on the back. We're going to use some grizzly hackle to kind of simulate legs and add a little more flotation to the fly. So I like to undersize this by about a size or so. This is a size 12 hook, but you can see we've already got a pretty thick base that we're going to be wrapping over, so use a size 14-ish hackle on this one. And I like to just add a little drop of glue at the base of the wings there, help keep the wings in place and keep that hackle in place as well. And I'll just make about 4 evenly spaced turns of the hackle, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, depending on how full the feather is, but it's enough to kind of fill that gap there. And then move our thread to the eye. We left just a little bit of space between the hackle and the eye, and we're going to give this foam another wrap. You can go 2 if you have enough space and you're Foam's not super thick. Usually just kind of eyeball that. But give it a couple of turns of thread to tie it off. Clip that just as close as you can there. And then give a wrap or two, but mainly just use my whip finish to cover up the tag end of that foam that's sticking out there. Trim the thread, and then go ahead and just add just a little bit of cement to the head there. And that's the Killer Bee pattern. Bees are certainly a underrated terrestrial here across the Yellowstone area, but we've had great success with them from the Madison to many different streams across the park. So that's the Killer Bee.